Hi, PHMSA, Opsman Enforcement, Chapter 13, Investigator Training, Section 13.1, Introduction. The Investigator Training Manual serves on the basis of the Office Hazardous Material Safety Enforcement Investigator Training Certification Program, other known as ITCP. Pipeline Hazardous Material Safety Administrator, PSMA. Investigators conduct inspections and investigations under the authorities described in Title 49 CFR Part 107, Subpart D, are required to familiar with procedures outlined in the training manual. The Investigator Training Manual is designed to be used in conjunction with Title 9 CFR Parts 100 through 180, and the Enforcement and Division Operational Manuals to ensure competency in the application of the Federal Hazardous Material Transportation Law regulations. Okay, Section 13.2, Investigator Training Certification Program. The Investigator Training Certification Program outlined in the Investigator Training Manual is intended to support the safe transportation of hazardous material by providing a standard and performance based on training program compliance Investigator G7 1801. To support the OHME data-driven, risk-based enforcement program, the Investigator Training Manual is designed to meet the provisions of Title 49 CFR Part 172 and Subpart H, establish the formal certification process for field investigators. Section 13.3, Roles and Responsibility. Direct field operation is responsible for integrity of the Investigator Certification Program in support with the National Compliance Enforcement Program. The Director and the National Field Leadership Team, NFLT, remains the authority to accept and prior training received through other federal, state, local agencies as meeting requirements standards set forth by the Investigator Training Manual. The Net Field Training Officer, the NFTO, is responsible for administering administrating an investigatory academic training, ensuring standardization of field training, conducting offices hazard and material safety. The National Field Training Officer is also responsible for the validation of Investigator Training Certification Program in support of the field operations. Validation is process verifying adherence to the standards conditions of the ITM on a national basis through field training and participation of OHMS field operations. The National Field Training Officer conducts and coordinates with the academic certification of the OHME investigators. The National Field Training Officer also advises the National Field Leadership Team on the Enforcement Division of formal academic computer-based training curricula. The National Field Training Officer reviews all the enforcement staff investigating training as activities in order to effectively identify the develop and promote implementing training needs to sustain an effective risk-based hazardous material compliance and enforcement programs. The National Field Training Officer also serves as a primary liaison for the federal, state, local, tribal, and entities engaged in hazardous material investigatory training. The Enforcement Officer, the EO, provides the National Training Office with the guidance of minimum standards of investigating tasks as well as curriculum development and review. As a request, the National Field Leadership Team, at the direction of the Executive Officer and the National Field Training Officer, conducts training and evaluation field operation conducted by the PHMSA investigators. Supervisors are responsible for certification of each investigator. Certification by supervisors indicates the investigator ability to investigate the task as described in the Investigative Training Manual. The corresponding standards during the field operations task contained by the IIR are assigned to the investigator by the supervisor based on the grade level needs and organization competency. The supervisor certifies and assigns investigator as proficiency as designated task only if the investigator demonstrates the ability to meet the exceeding of the standards set forth in the training manual. Supervisors establish and maintain training certification records of each of the assigned investigator conducting field training as necessary to assist the investigator and to meet these standards maintaining proficiency. Supervisors also must coordinate with the National Field Training Officer to conduct a field and academic training, independent evaluations, academic certification, recertification is needed and as needed. Section 3.4, the investigator certification field investigator can receive the delegation of authority to conduct inspection and investigation under supervised behalf of the associated administrator hazard material safety as specified in authorities described in Title 49 CFR Part 107 Subpart D. Prior to the certification, investigators in training conducts inspections, investigators under the direct supervisions of a supervised investigator. The Pipeline Hazardous Material Safety Agency hazmat investigators are considered certified only upon, are certified upon successful completion of each of the following 3 phases of training. An academic certification achieving 80% of the better of the following exams: Basic Hazardous Material Transportation, OHME Investigator Initial Training Academy, OHME Investigator Non-Bulk Packaging, IBC Certification and Testing, Qualification Maintenance Using Cylinders, Internal Material Dangers Codes, Internal Maritime Dangerous Codes, Internal Civilian Activity Organization, Technical Instruction for Transportation Dangerous by Air. 2. The completion of a computer-based training compensated with individual's general schedule grade level. The field certification by the individuals of the unit and supervisor for the investigator in the training has demonstrated proficiency in each of the assigned tasks on the investigator training record. The field investigators are authorized to conduct and inspect independently only after the successful completion of all 3 phases of the training indicated above, unless waived by the Director of Field Operations and designee. Section 3.5, the program validation. The validation of the training certification program involves the verification of investigators' performance to ensure the adherence to the standard established in the manual. The investigator training manual and the National Business Strategy, a secondary function of the program validation to verify the consistent application of investigator training certification programs nationally. Validation is accomplished by the field training of the new investigator, participation with the field operation with existing investigator staff, problem members, observation of the National Training Office, and associated with the staff of the documented OHMS form, OHMS TR0012 investigator field training record, and a copy is always provided with the supervisor enforcement officer as necessary. Once again, that was Chapter 13, Investigators Training for the Opman's Material PHMS. Thank you.